What up YouTube, I'm back. So this was a freaking great Boku no Hero Academia episode, man. So far, it was by far the best episode of the season. I thought that it was really good, so let's get right to it. Obviously, last week there wasn't an episode because I think there was a typhoon in Japan, so hopefully everyone is okay over there. But the last episode ended with an encounter between Deku and Overhaul plus this little girl. Her name is Eri or something like that. So that was the last thing that we saw in Boku no Hero Academia, and we started where we left off, and it was intense, man. It was really intense. There was no battles or anything like that, but just the discussions between Midoriya, Overhaul, and Lemillion, because that's his hero name. It's pretty cool. But the discussion between all of them was intense, man, because they all knew that they were suspicious of each other. Obviously Midoriya and Lemillion, they're investigating Overhaul and his group, and Overhaul is a villain, so when he sees heroes, he's kind of on his guard. So it was an intense scene between all of them, and I thought they did a really good job of doing it. Like I said earlier, there was this little girl that was really scared. She was trembling, like Midoriya said, and we don't know so far what's going on with her. We know that she's scared of Overhaul, and we've seen a little bit of why. I think that she's being experimented on for a reason that we don't know yet. She had bandages, so maybe she got beat up by Overhaul, but Overhaul was saying that he was her father. I don't know if it's true, but I think, like I said, Overhaul and his group, the Yakuzas, are doing experiment on her, so that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, man, Midoriya, obviously, because he's a hero, he wants to save everyone. He almost got in trouble with Overhaul. If it wasn't for this little girl, I think that there would have been a battle. So that's why she went back to Overhaul, because she wanted to protect Deku and Mirio. So I really thought that there was going to be a battle, man. I would have wanted to see that. Overhaul versus Mirio would have been great. I think we're gonna see it later in this season, but yeah, man, it was intense, man. It was crazy. By the way, Overhaul is ruthless, man. We saw him in his base. He killed one of his employees because he let Eri go, and he just killed him like that, so that's kind of crazy. But there's something weird about Overhaul. I think that maybe he has a sickness. Maybe he's trying to find a way to get cured or something like that. I'm not really sure, but on his face right now, in this shot right there, he has something on his face, so that's kind of interesting. We'll see what's going on later in this season. I think we've seen that before when he fought the League of Villains, so it's kind of interesting. By the way, I really like Mirio's suit, and I really like his hero name, Lemillion. It's kind of cool. But the other part of the episode that I thought was really good was the discussion between All Might and Deku, because it was really heartwarming. It was really well done. So let's get right to it. So we learned something really important, man. We learned that All Might is gonna die. I've had my suspicion about it for a while now, but we actually learned that he's gonna die, and the reason why we know that right now is because when he fought All For One years ago, I think it was 6 years ago or 7 years ago, when he got his injuries, obviously Sir Night Eye was there at the hospital with him. Gran Torino was there, and the principal was there. So it was kind of cool to see a flashback of what happened years ago, because I don't think we've seen a flashback of that, but the reason why it was a really important flashback is because Sir Night Eye, with his foresight, was able to see 6 or 7 years into the future, so I didn't know that he could do that. But by him doing that, the future isn't really easy to look at. 6-7 years in the future it's hard to see, so there's some inconsistencies. But Sir Night Eye said that he's never been wrong, so he said that All Might was gonna die in 6 or 7 years, and now we're a year or two removed from that happening, so that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, man, I still find it crazy that Sir Night Eye can actually see into the future that far, 6, 7 years into the future, even though it's not easy for him to do and it's not consistent. He can still see into the future that far, so that's kind of crazy. But yeah, man, All Might and Midoriya had a discussion about it. Midoriya was crying, but All Might also said that because of Midoriya, he's gonna fight it. He's not gonna die or something like that. I don't know how he's gonna do it because his injury was really, really bad, and now he doesn't have one for all anymore. So that's gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, man, it was a really heartwarming moment. It was, I think, my favorite part of the episode, So yeah, man, it was really, really good. But let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below, and let me know what you think is gonna happen next. We saw Overhaul encounter Midoriya and Mirio for the first time with Eri, and then we saw what's gonna happen with All Might and the discussion between All Might and Midoriya. So I thought it was a really, really good episode. At the end of the episode, I think it was the end credit scene, we saw that Shigaraki met with Overhaul, and he said that maybe he's gonna join him. So that's gonna be interesting, and the lines between Overhaul and the League of Villains, that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, man, I do Boku no Hero Academia reviews every Saturday, so subscribe for that. But I also do other anime related things like Black Clover reviews on Tuesdays. I usually do Dr. Stone reviews on Fridays, but I haven't done the last 2 episodes, so stay tuned for that. I do Sword Art Online, Alicization, War of Underworld, and One Piece reviews on Saturdays, and then I do Bokuto Naruto Next Generation reviews on Sundays, so stay tuned for all of that. My bad if I've been slacking for the last 3 weeks. I haven't had a lot of things to do, but my schedule will be back to normal this week, so stay tuned, man. But my next video will be about the 5th episode of Sword Art Online Alicization War of Underworld, so stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe, it would help my channel a lot, and follow me at Anime Specialist on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Anime Specialist out. Peace.